You know the drill. I'm here to do my review on chapter 635 of Naruto, which was basically a setup chapter, with the exception of the end, which I think was just there for shock value. That's usually how the chapters end, the authors just give you something to look forward to. But think about it, seriously, a couple of things could be going on. Number one, like the most logical one, it could be Genjutsu, which we've seen take place in this cube world that they're in. It could also be a shadow clone, but I don't remember ever seeing a shadow clone bleed that much. One of the things that makes me think that that last panel is false is that, in my opinion, I think that Minato has to play a role in the resolution of the Kakashi and Obito dilemma, because he was his sensei. If I were Minato, I would feel a little bit responsible for that. I mean, not entirely responsible, obviously, but I would try to do my best to help. So I think Minato's going to play a role in this. But let's say, for argument's sake, that that last panel is true. The one who's in danger here isn't Obito, as much as I would want him to die. It's Kakashi. Obito has Senju DNA. Plus, we already saw Kakashi make like a hole in his chest, and he was fine. So yeah, I think the one who's in danger here, unfortunately, is Kakashi. And I apologize for starting with the ending of the chapter instead of with the beginning, but the beginning for this chapter it started off okay. Like I was really interested in the whole like Orochimaru and Tsunade conversation to see what he was gonna say. But then after a while I was like, yeah, get to the battlefield. Get to the battlefield. There's too many pages of this. Long story short, Tsunade and the Kages get healed. Yes, Tsunade survives. Could you believe that? Now, here's the thing. If you thought that Tsunade was not going to survive, to me, it made perfect sense for her to live. Why? Because, okay, so not perfect sense in the terms of it being logical. Perfect sense in the sense that it makes sense according to the way the story was framed. Because if you remember, we saw the panel of her split in half, right? And then Kishimoto switched. Like, he shifted to some other place right after that. If she was going to die, we would have had a death scene there. Does it make logical sense that she survived? No. I mean, how can a person live so long with their upper body and lower body disconnected? Send you DNA. That's all I gotta say. Is it logical? No, but you have to learn to accept it. Kind of funny because we find out that the teeth marks that Cutting has all over her body are from Sasuke. And if you remember during the Killer Bee fight, when Sasuke bit her, like she had like a little orgasm. So I was kind of expecting that here, but then I thought about it and like, yeah, Tsunade, she probably doesn't have any teeth, so she's like, Orochimaru's abstract dialogue. Jesus, I mean, why? Like, it was so abstract. Like, I just want to see what Sasuke does with his wind. Like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, those weren't the exact words, but it was just cryptic and just ambiguous, and you don't know what he's thinking of. I understand that he just wants to see what Sasuke does, because he considers Sasuke his mini-me. And then there was also this mention of Jiraiya, and I thought that was good, because the way he was talking about Jiraiya, it made it seem as if he's not coming back, which in my opinion is good, because it just, it preserves the respect for the character's death. Because ever since Kabuto started spamming the Edo Tensei, there's like this part where Tsunade tells Orochimaru, if you had changed just a little bit sooner, Jiraiya wouldn't have died. And I'm like, yeah, Jiraiya died because he was trying to write a message one-handedly on the back of a frog lady. I don't know what you're talking. I guess she meant like maybe Orochimaru and Jiraiya could have teamed up against Pain, and that would have changed the outcome. But anyway, Orochimaru's like, well, yeah, but then maybe Jiraiya would have changed. And that's true, because as people, we are sometimes, no, most of the time, if not always, we are forged by the obstacles and difficulties that we encounter in the path of life. I got lost in the path of life just there. First page of this chapter, Orochimaru tells Karin, are you jealous that I took Sasuke away from you? Like, did he just openly admit that he's gay for Sasuke? The Kages are okay. Yeah, no. If there are some evil intentions within Sasuke at this point, and given the way that Sakura is talking to Sai, it's pretty much a given that there are. Naruto should be able to sense that with his Kyuubi mode. That's how he was able to sense Kizame when they were training in the waterfall. So if Sasuke is about to pull a 180, Naruto should be able to anticipate that and react accordingly. And if he doesn't, I'm going to be pissed off, and I'm going to call bullshit. And last week we saw Sakura shed a tear over Sasuke's true motives, because it's now apparent that she knows something that we don't know about Sasuke. Sai, however, because he feels excluded, takes this opportunity to start some Team 7 drama. And I mean once again, because just think about it. Have you noticed how whenever Sai gets involved, there's some stupid Team 7 drama going on, like some bullshit? You remember Sakura's confession? That was all Sai. If he had just kept his mouth shut back then, instead of going over to Sakura's tent and saying, hey, Naruto feels really bad about that, and like, fuck. But whatever, he's a little drama queen. We gotta let Sai have some type of a role in this series because he's been neglected for so long. If there's some emotional confusion from Sakura in the way that she feels for Sasuke or in the way that she feels for Naruto, the resolution has to come from her, and it has to be genuine, okay? I don't want Sai pushing her to, make a choice, because that's just lame. Even though he's stubborn about it, Sasuke is unsuccessful at burning down the Jubi with Amaterasu. And that's how you know that he's not entirely good. Because, newsflash, good kids don't want to burn shit down to the ground. Parenting 101, folks. If you have a kid and he looks up to you and asks, Mommy, can I have a puppy so that I can burn it? You have one of two choices. One, you can burn your kid instead. Or number two, he's the devil, in which case run. Even Hashirama, alright, is concerned over Sasuke's attitude. And there's Shikamaru, and there's like this really weird panel of him looking over at Sai and Sakura. He's probably thinking like, girls and their fake smiles. What a drag. No, but seriously, he looks really concerned. So, if there's something that he's sensing or, interpreting, I want to know what it is. Because if, the smartest guy of the bunch is noticing this, then you know that shit's going to go haywire pretty soon. Since this chapter was indeed set up, I can't give it anything more than an okay. And that's what it was. It was just an okay chapter. Finally, am I the only one who thought that penultimate page was hilarious? Like the one with the Kages? Because it showed the Misukage, Kazekage, Tsuchikage, Raikage, and then Tsunade's ass. Just pasted right in the middle. That being said, avoid looking like an ass yourself, and comment, rate, subscribe. Thank you.